Welcome back, everyone, to another All Sports Culture YouTube video. We're back. NFL playoffs are here. I think this is going to be one of the most exciting NFL playoffs we got. What a week 18 it was. That was unbelievable. A lot of playoff indications on the line. And this is the bracket we got. The 2021-22 playoffs. It's a fillable bracket, so I'll go through it. Just give sort of my predictions for the whole NFL playoffs. Like I said, it's going to be one of the best playoffs we've seen in a while. I think there's loads of good teams, a lot of teams that I think are capable of winning it or going far in the playoffs. So let's get right into it. First matchup we have is the Cincinnati Bengals and Las Vegas Raiders. Las Vegas, obviously, we saw what they were in week 18, week 17, even going against the Indianapolis Colts, their high-powered offense. And you look at what the Vegas has gone through this whole year. And it's incredible that with all that happening, they are still the 5 seed in the NFL playoffs. It's impossible to get the 1 seed or number 1 in that division with Kansas City in it, but they get second. They beat out the Chargers for that second spot, the wild card spot, and they get the 5 seed. And they're going against the Cincinnati Bengals. A lot of people thought the AFC North would be one of the best divisions in football, but they thought Cincy would be at the bottom of it. They thought the Browns, the Ravens, and the Steelers would all be competitive. And if anything, the Ravens and the Browns would get the playoff spots. But instead, we have the Bengals and the Steelers in the playoffs. So kind of crazy how we got here. I think this can be one of the best games of the whole playoffs. I'm serious. Vegas is so fun to watch. Derek Carr, Darren Waller, Hunter Renfro's turned himself into almost an elite receiver. And their defense, we know that they've been playing higher than expected. A lot of people didn't think that this defense would be good, and they've really turned it around this season. So Cincinnati goes up against that. Cincinnati's defense has been really good as well. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase is the duo everyone talks about, but their offensive line still is a little shaky. But we know Vegas's pass rush, led by Carl Nassib, led by Max Crosby, it's very solid. I think this is gonna be a really close game. I'm gonna go with Cincy by maybe 3 points. I think it's gonna be super close, and I think the spread was Cincy like -6.5, which I thought was crazy. I think Cincy's very good. They beat the Chiefs at home, but I think Vegas is going to keep it close. They want to be in the playoffs. Not a lot of people thought they'd be in the playoffs, and I think Cincy keeps it close. So I'm not going to write them in right here because we have to see how the other games fall out. If New England wins, obviously they would be playing Tennessee because of the 1 seed playing the lower seed. So we're going to hold off until I get to this side, and then I'll fill it in. Buffalo, New England, 3 versus 6. I've been super high on New England this whole season. I think even though they lost to Miami, I predicted them to go 11-6. They went 10-7. Just a bad game overall against Miami. Miami firing Brian Flores. I mean, that is insane. I can't believe they did that. But regardless, New England, Buffalo's really turned it up the last couple of weeks, particularly against New England in New England. I thought New England was going to win that game, but Buffalo comes out, puts out a great performance. Josh Allen was fantastic in that game, but I think New England's going to win this game. I know New England beat him in Buffalo beat him in New England, tied at 1 apiece. I think New England gets revenge for what happened in Foxborough. I think the 6 seed beats the 3 seed. I'm going to trust Bill Belichick in the playoffs at all times. I know what happened when Tennessee played New England. What was that? 3 years ago in Tom Brady's last season as a Patriot, but I like New England here. I think they're going to be really good. Mac Jones, I know some people don't trust him because he's a rookie. What's he going to do in the playoffs? I think it's going to be great, and we know what that defense can bring. They match up well against Buffalo. That was a close game the second time around. I like New England in this game. And then Pittsburgh, Kansas City. I'm not even going to spend any time on this. Kansas City is going to blow them out. We already saw the story written earlier this season. When was that? Around Christmas time. Was it the day after Christmas? I think it was. 4:25 game. Kansas City blew them out of the water. Pittsburgh just looked horrible. They couldn't get anything going. So I'm going to take Kansas City here. So since New England is the lowest seed, they would be playing Tennessee. And that means a matchup between Kansas City. I'm going to write in Bengals instead of Cincinnati, if that's okay with you guys, and Chiefs. That's what we got for that side. So I think that'll be a good matchup on the AFC. But to move on to the NFC side, we got the Rams and the Cardinals that are also tied at 1 game apiece, a divisional matchup just like Buffalo and New England. Rams blew that lead against San Francisco in week 18, but the Rams, because of Arizona's loss to Seattle, clinch the NFC West. So the Rams are going to have home field and they're going to be that 4 seed. Look, it is time, I think, to worry about Matthew Stafford. I love Stafford. He was great in Detroit, and he was, for a majority of the season, really good. But these last couple of weeks, especially against Baltimore, and we saw against San Francisco, he has not been that good. And I think that he is going to have to be good if the Rams want any sort of shot to win the Super Bowl. We know, obviously, they bring back Cam Akers. That's huge. And their defense, led by Jalen Ramsey, is fantastic. This Rams team on paper is really good, led by Sean McVay, Kevin O'Connell making the plays at offensive coordinator. This Rams team is really good, but Arizona, again, Cliff Kingsbury, Kyler Murray, this is a very fun team to watch. Arizona was the 1 seed for a while until that Green Bay game, but then it kind of went downhill a little bit, but still, for the most part, they were a solid team. I'm going to take the Rams here, though. I think Arizona definitely could keep it close. We've seen this divisional matchup. Like I said, they're tied one game apiece for their seasonal matchup. But I think the Rams win it at home in LA. It's a tough place to go, but Arizona will keep it close. San Francisco, Dallas. I am so high on San Francisco. I said a couple weeks back when San Francisco was really turning it up, they won, I think, 4 or 5 games in a row, that San Francisco was going to be a team not a lot of people want to face in the playoffs. Say what you want about Jimmy G. He was not good in the first half, particularly against the Rams, but that 2-minute drive he led was incredible. Him and Deebo Samuel are just an offensive firepower. I mean, Deebo Samuel has been electric this season. Then Elijah Mitchell in the backfield, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk's had an up and down year, but he's still a solid receiver nonetheless. So I like this 49ers team a lot. And Dallas is so high-powered offense. We know that. I mean, they put up 50 straight points in 2 out of the 3 last weeks. Washington, they put up 56, and then against Philly, I think they put up 51. So Dallas has a high-powered offense, and their defense has a little bit of question marks. Still, we knew that coming into the year, but for the most part, their defense has exceeded expectations. Trayvon Diggs has been, insane, and Micah Parsons, unbelievable. And it just showed in Week 18 how reliant they are on Micah Parsons, even as a rookie. But I'm going San Francisco here. I love Dallas. Like I just said, I think they're really good. But San Francisco is a team you do not want to face in the playoffs. I'm serious when I say that. San Francisco, led by Kyle Shanahan, just 2 years ago, they were in the same spot, and they were almost not going to make the playoffs. But that 2-minute drive and the overtime performance by San Francisco showed me they can compete with the best of the best. I mean, the Rams are a lot of people are saying this Rams team is a Super Bowl contender. A lot of people think Dallas is. I think San Francisco can handle with the Super Bowl contenders. So give me San Francisco here. Tampa Bay, Philadelphia. What a season they've had. Jalen Hurts has earned himself another year, which I'm really happy. He's been electric to watch. Was great against Washington. You can't beat Tampa, though. That's the thing. I mean, Tampa Bay, Tom Brady in the playoffs, they just won it last year. Philadelphia might keep it close, but going in Tampa is just such a tough task to do. So I'm going to go Tampa Bay. So San Francisco then would face off San Francisco. I think I spelled that right. And then we got Buccaneers and the Rams, which would be an unbelievable matchup. And we're going to get talking to that in a second. But to move back to the AFC side, we have Tennessee in New England. Tennessee, injuries. But what Mike Vrabel has done with this squad is so impressive, and he has a strong case to win Coach of the Year. I thought it should have been Frank Reich, but because of the disappointment the Colts have had in the last couple of weeks, I think Vrabel is probably the favorite to win it, and he's deserving to win it. So he goes against his former team in the New England Patriots with Bill Belichick at the helm. Tennessee is great. A lot of people think they're a shaky AFC team. This is a tough one because I love New England, but New England still has a lot of question marks. Can Mac Jones lead them to the AFC Championship? I don't know. I'm going to go New England. I think. I'm going to go New England. I can't double guess myself. New England it is. I love Tennessee, and I feel like I didn't do justice talking enough about Tennessee. So there's a couple other things. They do get Derrick Henry back. That's huge. The running game, even without Derrick Henry, was fine, but bringing him back, I know so many people when Derrick Henry, when the season went out, was like, the season's over. And they've done a great job of balancing that and getting him back. Tannehill's kind of had a rough, season-ish, but against Houston, made the plays when it counted. Tennessee's great. And look, I know I'm going to get a lot of backlash, be like, why are you a Tennessee hater? Because you're having New England over them. It's just, I love this New England squad. Their defense is so good. Offensive line, we knew coming into the year would be one of the best in the league. I think Mac's going to turn it up around playoff time. I love what they have around the weapons. Yes, New England has concerns, but I think when they go up against Tennessee, in Tennessee, they're going to upset. And I got to throw in some upsets here. And I think they can do it against Tennessee. Really like it. Both teams are electric. Should be a really good fun. Should be a really good game to watch. Chiefs, Bengals. Bengals, unbelievable season. You got a playoff win. That's pretty much all you really wanted coming into this year. You would be so happy with that. Going against the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Andy Reid. You're just not going to do it. No offense. So I'm going to write Kansas City because, actually, no, let's keep it consistent. I'll do Chiefs. And then I feel like I should write, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to write Patriots up here though. So it's consistent. All right. There we go. Patriots, Chiefs, AFC Championship. Good one. All right. 49ers and Packers. I said 49ers can compete with the best, but I think they run into an issue here when they face, actually, I don't know. I don't know what I feel about this 49ers squad. I think they can beat Green Bay, but to say Green Bay won't even win a playoff game, I just feel like it's such a shame. I'm going to come back to this. I'm going to think about it for a couple more minutes. Buccaneers, Rams, I'm pretty confident on this one. I'm going to go Buccaneers. The Buccaneers, yeah, they're so good. They're incredible. Rob Gronkowski is still an elite tight end. The numbers he put up this year is unbelievable. Obviously, we know what Tom Brady does come playoff time. And their defense, ever since that Washington game, has played much better. It's earned himself a 2 seed. I love this. I mean, they were a 5 seed last year, which is unbelievable. I think this Buccaneers team is going back to the NFC Championship. They're going to they might be on the road again against Green Bay, another NFC Championship matchup. But give me the Buccaneers over the Rams. Confident on that one. Then we got the 49ers and the 49ers and Packers, excuse me. And I said on the podcast, if you guys listen to the highlighted podcast, I said, I'm going to take the 49ers in the NFC Championship. Said that a couple weeks ago. Thinking about it now, I think Green Bay wins this game. And I know I went against my word. So if you guys listen to takeaway or our playoff predictions on the highlighted podcast, mine will be exactly replicated like this. I think the 49ers are going to keep this really close. And I love taking upsets here like this. Like, this screams like an upset to me, but I think the Packers will get it done with A-Rod, the MVP at the helm. Should be an electric game. And now we have an NFC Championship rematch. Patriots, Chiefs. I think this is where the Patriots run out of magic. I do not necessarily think this game will be close. I think the Chiefs are going back to the Super Bowl. 3 straight years. This Chiefs team is I can't believe we were worried about them. I can't believe I was worried about them. And yes, I say I because I was as well. And I will admit to that. This Chiefs team is so high-powered and incredible. I know they had a bad game against Cincinnati. I don't even want to call that a bad game. I just think Cincinnati was great in that game. But the Chiefs, I love them. I love this Chiefs team. Mahomes is going back to the Super Bowl. Say what you want. I mean, Creed Humphrey has just been fantastic on the offensive line. And the offensive line shuffle they've done from last year to this year has nonetheless been super impressive. So give me the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Packers, Buccaneers, again at Lambeau. Give me another rematch. That should be awesome. This, I think besides Vegas, Cincy, this could be the closest game we get, the best game we could get. Another rematch, like I said, man, I'm torn. But we obviously know how rare it is to have a Super Bowl rematch. I'm going Packers. I'm going the Packers, baby. Packers, Chiefs, I think is going to be the Super Bowl, which would be, tell me that would not get 700,000 million, 4 billion thousand views. Chiefs, Packers, Mahomes, Rodgers. And what could be Rodgers' maybe last game in Green Bay? I think that would be the most viewed Super Bowl maybe ever. This is just an insane matchup. And yeah, I love it. Super Bowl winner. Both teams have incredible offenses. We know this. Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams. I already mentioned Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers. The defenses at times can really not be so good. And we already saw this matchup take place, but Jordan Love was in the game, and a lot of people thought that Aaron Rodgers, if healthy, could beat that Chiefs team. Chiefs, Packers. I'm sorry, Packers. Here's the thing, though. I'm kind of thinking. I think if the Packers get to the Super Bowl, I don't think they'd lose. Like, everyone wants to talk about how they fail in the playoffs, but if they get to the Super Bowl, maybe they don't lose. I'm going Chiefs. And I think they're going to be the Super Bowl. What are we on? 56? I think Super Bowl 56 champions, or maybe 57. Who knows? Regardless, the 2022 Super Bowl champions will be the Kansas City Chiefs. Here's my bracket for you guys, though. Did this on printyourbrackets.com. You can do this as well. Just download it, fill it in. Regardless, though, I think the NFL playoffs can be electric. Starts this Saturday with Super Wild Card Weekend. So yeah, make sure you tune in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for watching. For more content like this, follow us at All Sports Culture on Instagram. Subscribe to the podcast highlighted in All Sports Culture Podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about my picks. And make sure and send me your picks. Send your picks at All Sports Culture on their Instagram page, or just comment down below your picks. So thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.